I think Ranger overall, like, he hasn't pitched against Atlanta this year, but past numbers, they're probably the best out of the group. You know, we all know that the moment's not going to be too big for Ranger. He's a pretty cool cucumber out there, so we're confident in that.
Questions? Spencer Strider is expected to start for the Braves week 1. You guys have played. Spencer Strider is expected to start for the Braves in game 1, and you guys are familiar with him, facing him plenty of times. What makes Strider a difficult pitcher to game plan for?
Just the stuff. I mean, it's just power. It's an electric fastball, 96 to 99. The slider's a weapon, and now he's throwing changeup to left-hand hitters, and he's throwing strikes. So you have that combination, and you know, he's a bear to handle at times.
Yeah, Skip, I'm just curious what you can take from last year's matchup into this one, even though the teams are different in some ways.
Not really all that much. You know, these are two really good teams that are very familiar with each other. We've played these guys 36 times in the last 2 years. Always competitive games, always nail biters. They're very talented. They got a great manager, great coaching staff. We have the utmost respect for them. So I'm looking forward to this series. I think it's going to be a great series. I think it's going to be an entertaining one too.
Rob, you're facing a righty for the first time in the playoffs. Can you tell us what you might do in center field and left?
Well, yeah, I think I've pretty much stated that Rojas looks like he's going to play every day, unless something really weird happens. And so we'll play Marsh in left field tomorrow.
Are there any changes to the roster from the wild card round?
There is.
What are those changes?
I can't tell you that. It'll come out tomorrow at noon.
Okay. And there's a stat out there that says that the starting rotation is 3rd in innings pitched this year, and the bullpen is 30th. What does that say about the effectiveness of the starting rotation the entire year, and just like the way you were able to get the bullpen rest for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think our starters did a wonderful job. And, you know, of course, we went to 6 starters at one point. But I think they did a great job giving us length, just taking down a bunch of innings so that we can give the bullpen the amount of rest that they need. So, yeah, I'm really happy with the way our pitching has performed this year.
Rob, how important, last year you guys made it to the World Series, you guys did a great job. Adding Trey Turner to this team, how important it was? Yeah, I mean, as far as we were concerned, you know, we saw all 4 of the free agent shortstops, and he was the guy that we wanted. Now it comes down to dollars and comes down to a lot of different other things, but he was really the guy we wanted because we thought that he was the perfect fit for us. Putting him in the front of that lineup to get on base and create some power. Another slug guy. You know, you got Harper and Bowman Stott behind him. We thought that would create a lot of runs, and it has. So he is extremely important to us. And, you know, he got off to the slow start, but he finished strong, and hopefully that continues.
You mentioned that familiarity. How much of a urge is there to try to change up your looks or change up game plans, or just lean on your strengths? I mean, you guys have seen him a lot. They've seen you a lot. Is there an urge to try something different just to try to break that familiarity? I don't think so. I think you stay with your strengths. I was telling my wife last, because she was asking me about, okay, what's your message going to be to the team? And I said, good coaches, managers, they have to know when to step in, and they have to know when to kind of get out of the way and let people go play, and let coaches go coach. And for the time being, I think that's where we're at, because we played extremely well against Miami, as good as we've played all year. So, you know, I think we just stay with our strengths.
Where does this team stand for you as far as the chemistry or cohesiveness of this unit?
It's as good as any team I've ever been around, if not better. I think our entire group, coaching staff, support staff, players, they all care about each other. They all want to win for each other. They all want to win for the organization and the city. They have a whole lot of fun, but they know when to get serious and when to get focused. And I just love being around these guys. I love coming to the ballpark every day.
Given that familiarity, and you mentioned like not wanting to change too much, sticking to your strengths, but Orion Kirkering is a strength at this point, and he is someone that's unfamiliar to this team. Do you think he could see some higher leverage spots?
I would think so. I thought the last game against Miami was big for us to get him into a game, and he pitched that 8th inning, and again, 9 pitches, 3 outs. Just looked like he was having fun out there, and the moment wasn't too big. He just was calm and poised and got him out. So, yeah, we just keep moving forward with him.
Oh, thanks.
In the middle.
Can you talk about the evolution of the young players? Because last year, they had to kind of thrown into the fire, and how they're different a year later at this point, really used to and accustomed to now some playoff action.
Yeah, it's a good question, because going into the playoffs last year, we weren't really sure how our guys were going to react, because there weren't many guys on our roster that had been in playoff type situations. And they came through it flying colors. And I think having gone through that, it helped so much this year because, one, I don't really have to worry about it. And two, I think that just getting them more familiar year in, year out just makes them more confident, more composed. There's no anxiety. I think they go out and play baseball now.
Rob, when you obviously you've seen them a lot, but as you specifically look at last year's division series, what do you think it was that set you guys apart to allow you to win 3 out of 4?
I really don't know. Everything's kind of a blur right now, from last year, because I'm so focused on this year. But obviously, when you don't have home field, you have to win at least one game in their ballpark. And we won the first game of the series, which ended up being huge for us, really. So other than that, I really can't put my finger on it because, again, it's a little blurry right now.